What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you the walkthrough of the brand new boat that I bought, why I bought it, and some future plans that I got going forward using the boat. Let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, it's summertime. Anybody from Texas knows it is blistering hot, so I'm trying to make this video really quick and hopefully not burn up. So first things first, the boat, it is a 2005 Blue Wave 190 Deluxe C Special. So this is a little bit of a rare color. A lot of people haven't really seen the yellow on these specific Blue Waves, but yeah, I sort of like it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it yellow or not yet, but you know, we'll see as we go. I've only had the boat for maybe a week, but I did a lot of research on this to try to get things figured out exactly what I want. It did come with a 90 Yamaha EFI. Got a good prop on there, the whole 9 yards. It is cable driven steering. Now I could fit 7 people on here, and this is a center console bay boat. So one of the reasons I went with this route is I fish for so many different type of fish that I was like, well, I need something that's going to kind of do everything. Something that I can pull my family around with once they get old enough to where the boys want to get on the boat. A huge main requirement, what I wanted was, in order to be able, I wanted to be able to do, try to stay in the shade a little bit. I wanted to be able to still do bass fishing, so I wanted something that ran shallow, but I wanted something that I could take down to Galveston, or saltwater, anywhere like that, and be able to use to fish as well. Be able to run chop water, you know, some relatively decent waves, more of a comfortable ride, because my pops is going to be in this boat a lot. Like I said, my wife, my kids, stuff like that. So I'm trying to cover the entire bases. So originally I was looking at a 2009 Mako bay boat, but the draft on them was only 14 inches from everything that I could gather and find. And then once I found out that the one that I was looking at, it was an 18-foot Mako, it could only carry 4 people, which didn't really work for me. Not good draft. There are boats out there with better draft and can carry more people, so I ended up stepping up to the 19-foot, which I like the Makos and I like the Blue Waves. This one has a 10-inch draft, and I've seen a few out there where some guys are running their boat up to 6 inches shallow before it even bottoms out and catches the ground. So these boats can get really shallow, they can carry a lot of people, and I don't have to worry about too much on it. So I did get lucky, and it did come with a few things. Obviously I got the McLean single axle trailer, no trailer brakes on it. Other than that, there wasn't much upgrades. It was posted with a fish finder, but when I got there, the guy was like, I wasn't advertising that was for sale, which is fine. So that's going to bring me to some other things that I've got coming along in the future. Also, this chair is a little bit tore up, but it's a marine boat, so upholstery is one of those things, and it's what, 17 years old at this point, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, 17 years old. It did come with a 80-pound Minn Kota Riptide. This is the tiller handle setup, 24 volt, which is actually going to be coming off. It's going to be for sale, so if I end up selling it, if you're looking for it, you know, interest in it, then I will post in the description down below that it has already been sold. But no really scuffs. There's a lot of things that you want to look for whenever you're buying a used boat. Obviously, you don't want any soft flooring. You want a good transom that's not going to move, and you want it to all hold together really well. And you want to make sure there's no damage up underneath the boat anywhere. So, and I mean, I can do fiberglassing and stuff like that with my company. I do all that kind of stuff. But there was no damage or anything on this boat at all. The motor, actually 2 weeks before I showed up to buy the boat, he did have it in the shop, had the carburetors completely rebuilt, cleaned out, a bunch of other little work done to it. And oh, and I got a bimini top, which is going to be really nice for those hot days, especially if we're doing some catfishing or if we're in the Gulf of Mexico or doing any of that stuff. So I'm gonna hop in the boat real quick, give you a run around. As far as inside, there's only 2 other issues that happened with the boat, but let me get up in there and I'll show you. All right, so I'm gonna go from starting at the front of the boat, going to the back, showing you everything on here, as well as the 2 other slight issues. I'll throw them in along the way. So, got a nice, good platform right here that I can fit on really easily. You can stand up here, do some bass fishing from there. It's already got the front deck seat pole bracket. This was one of the issues here. They had this open, so I'm gonna have to close this hole off, and there's a gap here where I can run all the wires, because I'm gonna have a trolling motor and I'm gonna have a GPS for my kayak is gonna go right here. But I'm gonna run the wires through here, so that way if I am out of town, I can unplug my stuff, throw my wires down in here. And guys, don't ever do this. This is how they have, this is just electrical tape. But this is the anchor locker, so I can tuck the wires back up in there, not have to worry about it, not have to worry about any issues as far as that goes. And I got all locking latches. We have, this is basically where all your life jackets and stuff would go. I just keep some rope and some docking buoys here, just some docking fender. I keep those in there because I do go some places sometimes where the boat ramp's pretty horrible. We got side storage on both sides. On the left and the right. Now these storage lockers here actually will always run all the way up to the front of the boat. And I have put my 7-foot rods here, and the butt will sit here, so I can fit a 7.5-foot rod in here pretty easily. Just so that way, just so that way I can close it and I can lock them up. Came with all my lights, all that. Now, I am lucky enough, another thing that I really liked about this boat is it did come with 2 live wells. One's basically a bait well, and then 1 live well, which we got right here underneath the seat. I'm gonna have to go in and add a recirc in there for tournaments, because I do plan on running tournaments out of the boat. We've got room to sit 2 people up here. We got 3 rod holders here and on the other side as well. And this is the only other issue. The straps that go down are broken, but I've got a fix for this and I'll make a video on that. So if you subscribe and you want to see that, you'll know when that video comes out. Got 2 rod holders on each side, as well as some courtesy lights. And this is the front cockpit area. So we've got a glove box, 2 cup holders, obviously the Yamaha Attack for your oil, your temp, your fuel gauge, all of that here. This is not a tilt steering wheel or anything like that. Like I said, it's all cable propelled. And I didn't know if this came in it, but the previous owner said that he had made this little shelf to go in here, so I can store small things in here, bug spray. I got my fire extinguisher in there right now that I'm gonna mount up. First aid kit down in the bottom. And this is a self-bailing boat. So what self-bailing means is, if we get water into the deck at all, there's 2 drains back here, and the water will drain out of here. If it's too much water, you can get going and get moving, and it'll self-bail and suck the water out of the back. One thing I want people to know is the previous owner didn't know it had a bilge, because he didn't know what self-bailing was. And when somebody told him it was self-bailing, they said, oh, if you get water in the boat, when you start driving, it will bail itself out. That is from the deck. Every boat should have a bilge pump, no matter what. Kayak, boat, anything, things can sink if they float. So you always want to have that in there. Now, the boat did come with a bimini top, which is really awesome. That's gonna make those hot days like right now really nice to have some shade. I should put it up. I'll probably put it up in a minute, just so you guys can see what it looks like once it gets to the end. So the second live well is, the second live well is going to be right here in the back on the right side. So that's probably where we keep like shrimp or bluegill or any kind of bait that we're going to run in here, mullet, you know, whatever, depending on where we're at. Again, lockdown seal. We do have a handle here. We do have one of the step-up ladders. We do have one of the step-up ladders in the back. We have another storage here. This is where all of my batteries and electrical are. I've got to do some fixing in there, move some stuff around, but I plan on adding another battery. So there's one thing I'm really happy with about this boat. The other one, I'm sort of 50-50 on it, because I did want a leading post. So I don't really like this because it doesn't have a leading post, but I do like it due to this feature. I've got a nice big seat here, and if I want to sit facing back, the seat will actually lean forward, and then I can sit here and troll rods or whatever from the back. And then the captain's chair is a cooler, and it is fully removable. One of the huge features that I really loved about this specific Blue Wave itself was I have a back chair. All the ones that I was searching around for sale didn't have this, so I got lucky enough I got this one. And this back chair does come out. So it does come out. We can set it off to the side, and we have another storage compartment here, and down there is where we can access the bilge pumps, or the bilge pump, the aerator, everything like that is down in here. I've got it open right now because I've got to replace the bilge pump. That was another thing that was wrong, and I'll make a video on replacing a bilge pump just in case anybody has any issues. Hopefully maybe I can help somebody with that. And this, also this padding seat right here will come off, so this will turn it into an entire flat deck. And we've got 2 rod holders here. So I don't plan on taking this seat out too much, unless of course I've got other people bass fishing with me. If I've got a buddy bass fishing a tournament or something with me, then obviously we'll probably put that down. But like I said, I got to get the recirc put in the front, because I do want to keep the fish alive as much as possible. I've got a few small things to sort out. I would like to put SeaDeck in here. I've got a bunch of upgrades that I've got coming along the way to go on the boat. For one, the the trolling motor. I want to add some lights. I'm gonna add another battery, and I've got to redo some wiring and stuff in here, and this sun is so bright. All right, sorry about that. The sun was bright. I couldn't really see anything there for a minute. I've only been out here for about 10 minutes and I'm already sweating like crazy. That's how hot it is here right now. I don't know what, you know, all the dry air. But yeah, that's my new boat. That's the new boat that you guys are going to be seeing in the channel a lot. Guys, don't worry. I'm not going to quit the kayaking thing. I'm not going to quit bank fishing. I love to fish for everything. So I'm just trying to have every single fishing tool at my disposal to do everything that I want to do and also bring you guys some great content. And I think that this boat is going to do a really good job at getting us more really good content. Roof nail in my yard. So you guys comment down below. Let me know what you think about the boat. And we've already given the boat a name. We named her Camille. So she's already ready, set to go, and be a good luck charm. Other than that, I don't know if there's much more that I can show about the boat or say about the boat other than it is a V-hull tunnel. It's a V-tunnel hull boat. So that's where I can definitely get the shallow range. And like I said, I want to be able to do everything across the board. I want to be able to go to Galveston, fish inshore. I wanted the boat to be big enough to where I could get out to the oil rigs, you know, maybe on some days where we got really small waves and, you know, all that fun stuff, as well as I want to be able to handle some of the big stuff. For instance, like whenever Lake Texoma, it's a huge lake and it can get really choppy out there. And I want the boat to be able to handle everything, but I want it to be able to get me into some shallow stuff to where I don't have any issues. I know it's not as shallow as, like, say, a bass boat, where, you know, a lot of bass boats can get into, you know, are rated usually like 8 to 10 inch, like, shallow draft that they can get into. But 10's good enough for me. I can get in under a foot. And, you know, generally some of the big lakes and stuff that I fish with the kayak sitting down, I wouldn't get in less than, you know, I'd get up to about a foot and then I'd have to stop. So anywhere from, you know, at about 12 inches, the prop on the new canoe would get too close to the bottom and tap if there was a rock or something like that, and I'd have to pull it up. So, you know, it is what it is. So I can accomplish the same amount of stuff with this boat, which is going to be really, really nice. As well as I got the front and rear decks for bass fishing. You know, I just all in all around, this was the perfect boat for me and the ventures that I'm trying to get moving forward. Yeah, so if you guys got any questions about the boat, you know, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I think I made a really good decision. If you guys got any questions, any critiques even at that part, let me know down below. And if you guys could do me a favor, especially if you made it to this far, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I know that I've been off of YouTube for about a month since my last video. And this is why. I was putting in overtime to make sure I had the money to get this done. And it finally happened. It's finally here. And I'm super excited. So here's to the future, and hopefully some awesome new fishing spots. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. I'm gonna go inside, get an AC. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, y'all keep on fishing.